just want to welcome everyone to the Stacy A. Cross podcast show. Whether you're listening now or later, it is always the perfect time. I am Stacy A. Cross, and there is no E in my name. Are you a comfort killer? Where are my comfort killers? Let's go. Yes, another Friday. It is a beautiful Friday here in Philadelphia. How's the weather out there?
Yeah, it's a little. I like to breathe, but it's not. The sun's not out.
The sun's not out. Still out. Why? I don't know why people think the sun's not out. No. You're the one that took a plane.
I create my sunshine.
Yeah, no. But you remember you took a plane, right?
I know.
And as soon as you went above the clouds, the sun was just popping.
Well, the sun's not shining over the city of Philadelphia at the moment.
Okay. Well, hey, listen, shining in my heart, right? Shining in my heart. I am Stacy A. Cross, and there is no E in my name. And today is an amazing day. It is October 5th, 2018. October already. Rent's due. I gotta pay my rent now. Yeah, it was due on the 1st. Oh, this is the realest podcast. So, October, man. We're almost in January. Like, when you think about it, it's going to be a new year. You're going to have a lot of people tally up now, what their new goals are for 2019. 2019, all about me. New goals, new me. And it brings me to December, because December is a crazy event that the Comfort Killers, UDI Group, How to Stack Your Money, Thelonious C. Jones, and myself were hosting. In this event, we're going to actually premiere the documentary. Remember, I went out to Atlanta. So we're going to premiere the documentary, How to Stack Your Money. We're going to have a meet and greet. And we're also going to have a Q&A, a nice Q&A session. And I can't wait for that. So that's December 8th. Ladies and gentlemen, Comfort Killers worldwide. If you could get to Atlanta, I want to comp you a ticket. Like, I want to personally buy you a ticket. And how do you get that? I want to give you a ticket for free. The cost is $100 to walk in the How to Stack Your Money documentary viewing, Q&A, holiday mixer, and all of that. The cost is $100. But I want to give one listener today that could get to Atlanta on December 8th, a free ticket. How do I do that? Someone, you raise your hand? This is how I'll do that. If you go to thecomfortkillers.com right now and subscribe. If you subscribe to thecomfortkillers.com right now, and I think it's $29 a month. Okay? $29 a month. You can cancel anytime, and that gives you premium articles, premium content. What I mean by premium articles and premium content, okay? I put out, let's say, about 5 articles a day. I put out 4 articles premiumly a week, right? And in these articles, content, video, we go deep, we go below the surface. So some of the content that's out there, and you know it, you read it, you're like, well, how? The question is how? Well, within the premium membership, you get the how. Okay, so we have Thelonious C. Jones, a part of the real estate, dropping information in real estate. He actually put up 3 videos. It's a 3-part series of how he raised $1 million to acquire real estate. Wouldn't you want to know how that happens? A lot of people want to get into real estate. Well, I put the first part of the video up as a freebie to anyone that just logs on to comfortkillers.com, but part 2 and part 3, they're premium content. So I want you to get behind the premium content. And also, we discovered the roadmap from comfort to purpose. Before we left it in the air, like think better, act better, live better. What do you think with that? It's like, what's better, right? What is better? What is the whole definition of better? And we left it up to you. I don't want to leave it up to you. When I leave things up to you, you don't take action. So now I want to give you the steps, the actual proven exact steps to get from comfort to purpose. Without purpose, you ain't got shit. You ain't got nothing. And a lot of people say, hey, listen, I'm passionate. I mean, you are passionate about events, right? You're passionate about, even you said something like you were a hip hop dancer at one time. The hell was that? You passionate about it, right? Yeah. You're even a break dancer. That's Barbara. Barbara Cruz is on. What's going on, Barbara? Barbie Cruz. I said Barbara. You think it's an old lady's name, Barbara?
No. It's not that it's an old lady's name.
What? You like Barbie? She's the pink Barbie Cruz. What birthday was it where you had the
my 25th
25th birthday Pink Panther theme? Just all pink. Yeah. Everything has got to be pink, pink.
It was pink, black, white, or
pink. She's an event planner, so she goes all the way in. It's not just pink. It's pink, black, white, or gray. Okay. So, but yeah, comfort to purpose is a big deal. You know, when we leave people kind of stranded, and I think, you know, I got a testimony, and I'll play here, you know, probably a little later in the episode, for my book. And the one thing Fred says about my book is that a lot of people talk theory, and they're not authentic enough to tell you how. So it's just, hey, you know, here's the big idea, the big concept, but I'm going to kind of leave out how. And leave it up to you to figure out. So that's what the Comfort Killers step in and say, you know what, let's make this definitive. Let's make it practical. Let's make it usable. Let's make it workable. You know? And I think that's very important. Let's take a second. I want to kind of put Fred out there real quick because he inspires me. Because he motivates. You know, like he's on 12, 13. I'm on 10, like 5 a.m. You know? Like brush your teeth before you get this amped up. And but he comes in on a 12, and he has a beautiful family living in Idaho. He's a #1 entrepreneur mindset, the #1 mindset coach. He talks about the #1. So he gives the 3 pillars of that. And we talk about that. And we talk about fear. And he mentioned and he stated fear in such a way that it's easy to understand now what you got to do. Talks about you know, thinking about fear as the notifications on your phone. Some notifications, what you ignore. Well, with fear, you're ignoring all of them. And when you just got to step into that fear. So we talk about that. We talk about social media and the power of social media. We even talk about your favorite dude, Gary Vee. What? That's your favorite? No, you don't look behind. No. When she found Gary Vee.
Well, when we went to his.
Yeah, we went. Hey, listen, I just posted an article on thecomfortkillers.com. We went to a seminar here in Philadelphia that had, you know, he was a speaker at. Tony Robbins was also a speaker, but we dipped out. I think we were seminared out.
His room is like, I've never really seen someone, a speaker, sort of say, that spoke like that, just raw. Everything's so professional.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, so I was impressed.
Breaking out of that. Yeah, he's an Edison boy, man, Jersey boy. We grew up in like the same area. Mm-hmm. He's older than I am, but you know, when I first heard about Gary Vee, I like that rawness too. Like that's what attracted me to him.
I mean, you have some rawness too, and you're very authentic. You don't swear as much.
I don't fucking swear as much.
When I swear, so it's okay.
I don't fucking swear as
much. But for him to stand there and own it, I'm like, wow.
And he don't care. You know? And what was funny is that a couple people walked out. Right? You saw that? As soon as
it was too much for them.
As soon as he started, they were out because they're like, whoa. We were here for Tony to put his hands on our shoulders and say, you know, walk across the fire, the flame. But who is this cat? You know, like, use your phone. Hey, guys, I just posted an article about Gary Vee says you're irrelevant is the name of the article on thecomfortkillers.com. So check that out. And also, I put in there a piece of the content that I filmed while we are at the seminar we're talking about right now. So I want to get into this interview because I think it's very much needed. And the Real Fred Lee, you can catch him at the Real Fred Lee on everything. He's marketed himself in that aspects at The Real Fred Lee on Instagram. And the beauty of it is that he goes live on a different channel every day of the week. Man, sick, right? So he's, live on Twitter one day, live on Instagram one day, live on YouTube another day. So he has his schedule planned out. And even that, we speak about having a schedule. A lot of new entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs that think they're running shit, they don't even have a ritual. What time do I try to get up every day?
Literally 4:55.
4:55. No, 4:55. Because I need that 5 minutes is like, yo.
You want to be up already and dressed at 5, so to say? Or?
I brush my teeth at 5. I try to get in the office at, that's what I was saying. I actually was going to put out an Instagram post today that says, 5 a.m. in the office, but that's when you don't brush your teeth. Wash your face. So, 5:15, baby. 5:15. So yeah, let's get into it. This is an awesome interview with the real Fred Lee, entrepreneur, mindset coach, killing it out there. And he has so much content. He writes an article on LinkedIn practically daily. So you could get a lot of his content and his framework right on the internet where we're live. And this is the Stacy A. Cross Show. Do me a favor and subscribe to this. Remember to head over to thecomfortkillers.com right now. I want to give you a free, after you subscribe to The Comfort Killers, send me an email personally, Stacy@thecomfortkillers.com, and I'll comp you a free ticket to our Atlanta documentary show party / Q&A session, and we'll just keep it going like that. I am Stacy. I hope you enjoy this right here. Peace.
Let me tell you something. A brother's gonna give you the real deal. That's where I'm just gonna get ignorant on your ass and just come straight forward and tell you what the real truth is. Then I got some quotes for that ass, man. This is the shit that I've been living my life, dog. I ain't bullshitting with it. And then I'm just gonna fight you with some good shit. So pay attention to me all day long.
Just to let everyone know really quick, even before we get started, the power of social media. I connected with Stacy A. Cross actually through Grant Cardone, which was a video that I saw you on, and I immediately went to your Twitter and Instagram and followed you. So the power of social media. But one of the things that I realized in my life when I was 37, I was a paraprofessional at a school in Gages Lake, Illinois, small northwest suburb. And I wanted to better my life. I eventually got to a point where I did level up at a job in a different school district, Schaumburg School District 54. And things were going well, but when I went in there, you were talking about how I come in on 10. I went in there as not 100% Fred, over the top, enthusiastic. I went in there dialed down because I felt like if I went in over the top, people wouldn't accept me. So I was too busy worried about what other people thought. New school district, new people, they might not accept me. And so I did that. I went in, I just kept my head down. I worked hard. I knew I was good at what I did. And then they moved me to a different school. I was there for about a year. They moved me to a different school. I work with autistic kids, verbal, some nonverbal. And in the school district, I had an incident that happened with a student. Nothing egregious. They use CPI. It's called Crisis Prevention Intervention, basically a legal term to say if a student gets out of hand, you can legally restrain them using these methods. And I didn't use a method that was not legal, but it wasn't egregious. I have it on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/TheRealFredLee. You guys can find that video, Why I Became an Entrepreneur. Long story short, things went downhill. I got investigated by the police department, Hanover Police. I got investigated by the school and DCFS. I mean, it was serious. Everybody cleared me except for the school board. And so when the school board didn't clear me, I said, well, how can I be so good? I mean, they were the accolades and be so bad in the same sentence. I can't. So I got a new job, and then that's when I said, I have to change what I'm doing. I have to change because this is not working. I'm not a 9-to-5 guy. And that's when I actually came across Grant Cardone. I came across one of his videos. And one of the things that he said in his 10X book, you got to get way outside your comfort zone. And so Michelle, her family lives in Sandpoint, Idaho. And I said, you know what? I need to do that. I know Illinois. I know Chicago. I need to get so far outside of my comfort zone. I need to push myself. And finally, last year, that's when I said, okay, let's make the move. And Sandpoint's a beautiful town, but you're not coming here to make great money. I respect the people and the money they make, but you're not coming here to make $100,000 a year. So I did that on purpose, and here I am, and it was the best move I ever made, and I'm still going.
That's awesome, and you showcased your family and your fatherhood and your kids. You got a beautiful family, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
And, you know, if you ever need someone to adopt one of your pretty cute kids, I'm the first in line. You know?
Absolutely.
You're an amazing father, and that comes before, I think, all of it. So, and what's your why? I know the school, you're not a 9-to-5 person, but what gets you up and gets you started every day, you know?
Yeah, you know, I think one of the things that I learned, and again, I go back to Grant only because he's the one that helped me flip the switch with the 10X rule. That was the first book that I ever read in over a decade. So, and when I read, I don't read books, I listen to them audio, but it doesn't matter. And one of the things that he talked about was allowing yourself the opportunity to experience huge success. And I did not have that when I was young. Nobody spoke of being I wanted to be a multimillionaire, but nobody purposely said, you can be that. You can go after that. So my why is to show my daughters and my son and even my wife and really even myself, yo, you're doing this because you can. And I want to leave that legacy for them to say, hey, he is getting up at 4 a.m. in the morning for a reason. He is doing these podcasts, these lives, these episodes, working with these people because he will attain that. And I want to leave them with that they can too. Like, it's okay to think that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's the reason why I do that. I want them to know that it is okay that you want to be a billionaire? Great, let's do it. You want to be in the NFL? Great, let's do it. How do we do it? As opposed to, no, let's be safe. Like, I don't talk to my kids like being safe. I might say, watch out. I never say be careful.
I love that. And, you know, it's so big because I think when we boil it down and we get to the root cause, we want to break that cycle and we want to leave the legacy behind because we never thought, you know, the first book I read that kind of opened a little bit of and I didn't even finish reading the damn book. You know, there goes me being procrastinated back in the day. I opened a book, it was Think and Grow Rich. I didn't finish it. And I was like, wow, like this is, I applied, like it's something is attracting me to this mindset, this whole principle of opening up and really living your life. And then when I found, of course, Grant Cardone, and I listened to that audiobook so many times that I became the man. Like, I don't know what the hell happened. Like, something happened. Something clicked. And it was to really, like, blow out. So, you know, someone says no or someone doesn't say anything about it, you really want to prove that you can and change the language in your own mind. So you're the number one mindset coach for entrepreneurs, especially new entrepreneurs coming where, you know, you get the big top four, right? The top four, the Gary V's. And I watched a few of your videos, and I want to talk about them because I agree wholeheartedly with them. The number one mindset coach, you change your mindset, and you know how tough it is. That's like the barrier. Like, that's the threshold, right? Once you change your mindset, everything is possible. But that, in time, takes work. What are your philosophies behind mindset? What do new entrepreneurs, what do people have to do when you need to cross that hump?
Yes, I think number one, I always talk about the number one mindset, and the number one mindset is a 3-pillar thing. Number one, hyper-focusing on your strengths. I think we all have strengths and gifts that we are hiding and or putting away or mortgaging off for something else. So we all have, and I send them to a specific website called high5test.com, high5test.com. And it's a 15-minute test that just asks you questions to figure out what are you naturally good at, what are your intangibles. So I need to know what are you naturally good at, because this I don't want this to become work and it's difficult where you have to get something that you're just not, that you just don't do naturally. So I want to use your natural abilities. And then number two, I focus on the importance of constructive winning. And this is the reason why I think it was important in your book that you were explaining about gambling. So winning for me is the feel-good feeling you get from something. So for me, you said about gambling for you. For me, it was going out drinking. every other weekend. It felt good, but it was destructive. Okay, so it felt good, it was winning, but I was destructively winning. So constructive winning means what are you putting towards yourself to help yourself build a better future? Self-help books. What kind of self-development do you have? Are you doing something? Are you meditating? Do you have a process of tasks that you are doing towards goals to be better, to build a better future? So the importance of constructive winning. And then last but not least, let's find the right platform to tie all that together so that you can use what you were naturally given to find financial abundance. Because you were meant to. This is another thing. Nobody ever told me that it was okay to live in financial abundance, because I was surrounded by so many broke people that said the same thing. Like, no, you were meant to be like this, and it was the government has it out for you. Nobody said no. You weren't meant to live check to check. Like, you were meant to live abundantly. You just got to shift your thought process. So that's what I do for entrepreneurs. And let's face it, Stacy, you know, entrepreneurialism, that's a sexy thing now. Everybody want to be an entrepreneur. I mean, you know, and the hard part about it, and this is the reason, again, why I love your authenticity and why I chose to be authentic, is because I call them the fakepreneurs. There's so many people that are just showing the accolades, the trading on the beach, and, you know, I'm in a jet and I got a Lambo and all this stuff that they rented to look cool. And I like that, but that's a result of the process. And I teach entrepreneurs, if you don't fall in love with the process, you will never achieve any success, because it's the actual process. And how do you tweak that to just literally be, you know, something that's indestructible daily? How do we do that? So I tell them, look, if you want to get to a certain point, let's get friendly with the unsexy shit. Every day. Every day.
And that's what I preach too on all of my channels. Is like, you know, you come on my thing and you getting that rude awakening. Like, bitch, we work on systems here, okay? We talk about the things that are not sexy, and I love that's one of the videos that I tagged for us to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, your YouTube again was The Real Fred Blumenberg, you know, at The Real Fred Blumenberg, right? Correct, on YouTube. So go check out his videos.
YouTube.
But the video, on YouTube. And I think at
YouTube.com.
The Real Fred, YouTube.com.
The Real Fred Lee. The Real Fred Lee
Real Fred
everywhere.
Lee. Got it. The Real Fred Lee on everything. That's a process too, right there. So yeah, you say, hey, listen, we're showing you the Lambo, we're showing you that. But here's the thing, I love dissecting things. I think that's one of my strengths is, you know, critical thinking. And you put something on my table and you're like, eat it. I'm like, okay, where did it come? What's the nutrients in here? Okay, what is it going to do for? So I research people. And people think that I don't research. I research people. Okay, I go back in time, because you're not just going to come out and just try to shift anything in my area without me knowing. It's just what, you know, I call it a strength. So I go back in time, and we're talking about Gary Vee. Let's go back in time with Gary Vee, okay? And I dissect it, and I say, we're going to fall back on the sleep episode that you dropped too, and I think this is critical. So we go back in time, and it takes 10 to 12 years. So I go back in time, and I see that Gary Vee has the wine, you know, the wine videos. And, man, if you ever watch the first video he dropped, you'll be like, holy shit, who is this cat, okay? Because it's not the person that's so he grew that, right? He got better at that. Over time, he was able to really form who he is now. But we look at the end result, we look at the surface, we look at the now, and we try to emulate the now, and that shit never works, and that's not the template you need to go off of, right? So we talk about one thing like sleep. What do you think about sleep, man? Because, hey, we got to hustle, right?
Well, you're absolutely right. And I think that it's unsexy. Listen, it's very motivating for me to tell you, I work 16 hours a day. I never get tired. That shit is untrue. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. That's untrue. The truth is, I got a family. Okay, I got 4 kids under 10. I'm tired as hell every day. So how do I manage that? You know what I'm saying? Like for me, this is where I'm going to keep it authentic with you. Everybody is different. There are certain people that, yes, they can get by on 4 hours of sleep. This is not a pissing contest. How productive are you when you're awake? Because if you get 4 hours of sleep and you really know you need 7, you are going to be wasting 3 hours talking about, damn, I'm tired. What are you doing? You're wasting time. So get your 7 hours, and then what are you doing with the rest of your time? So I have I heard a sleep podcast. It was by Jim Quick, and he had somebody on there. I believe it was a sleep doctor. But long story short, this guy broke it down into everyone has there are certain people that are night owls. There are certain people like me that are early risers. There are certain people that are just normal, they need to sleep until 8 o'clock. Yes, that's okay. That's your rhythm. And I teach entrepreneurs, what is your rhythm? Because why are you trying to fight who you are? Yes, I get up at 4 a.m. I'm doing that because I got to get up before my kids, man. If I could, I would sleep till 6. Okay? But I got to get work done. So what are you? And I got to get 7 hours of sleep. So I go to bed at 9. So I tell people, listen, get your sleep, but understand one thing. And it's funny you said that. The two biggest things that I deal with entrepreneurs when I first deal with them, the two biggest things, they don't have a schedule. I'm talking about, and you had this in your book, which I loved it, the Ben Franklin schedule. That was awesome. They don't have a routine, number one. And number two, and I tell them, they are not going to bed and waking up at the same time every day. Same time. You want to know the best way? The reason why people have the case on Mondays, because they get up 4 a.m. Monday through Friday, and then they think they need extra sleep. So they sleep in till 7 o'clock. So then by Monday morning, the mind is like, yo, what are you doing to me, man? We should be sleeping on 7. What are you doing? And it can't get ready because you're messing yourself up. So if you did that consistently, Monday through Sunday, you wouldn't even know what day it is because your mind it's muscle memory. It would just be like, okay, we're trying to get up. What are we doing? Let's go.
Facts.
Facts.
Pure facts, man. And, when I heard that, because, see, a lot of people, this follow the trend thing. It doesn't work what works for you. I mean, I did one podcast episode all on sleep. It was the chronic types of sleep types, okay? Who are you? I gave you 4 to 5 of them, I believe, on that. But, yeah, that got to come first. Don't try to be like everyone else because that shit won't work for you. It's creating that template that works for you and making it into a ritual and putting a system behind it. So I agree with that wholeheartedly. Then I went ahead and I clicked something else, man, and I couldn't believe I almost threw my computer out the fucking window when I heard what you said. You know what I'm saying? Like this type of shit, that's what I love it. It's just real. And overnight success takes 10 years. Overnight success takes 10 years. And the success, and I think you had some Amazon Prime video boxes and shit that says, you want success at your doorstep? Get out of here. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that? Because, again, you got this wave of entrepreneurs or wave of people that created a mindset, a bulletproof mindset. They're going full force. And the wave is you, the wave is me, the wave is you real people that are authentically coming up, right, in their space, and they're carving a niche out for themselves. But then you got, again, the mega types, right, the Tony Robbins, the Grant Cardones, the Gary V's, and it looks pretty as shit. It just looks so sexy. But then you tell somebody it's 10 years. How do you deal with entrepreneurs that want to come in for the fast haul? So it's the hairs.
I literally tell them, there's a lot of people that I've dealt with that I said, listen, if you are not serious about this, in the next 5 years of your life, you're going to give your all every day, no matter what, when it gets hard. You're not working with me. And what I mean by your all, I mean 100% when you got the bills coming and you feel like you need to find another job, go get another job. But do understand, you still dedicating 3 hours to your business and making this work. I don't care what you got. You working 12 hours, great. You got 3 more hours you got to dedicate to this business. And I'm not saying that because Gary Vee said it, or I'm saying it because I've done it myself. I've done. Look, I got kids. It's easy for me to. I got kids. This is hard. I'm not going to do that. Let me find. That's very easy for me to say. So what I mean by overnight success, I had somebody tell me, I have 2 little girls, so I have to stay home with these little girls because my wife is a teacher, okay? And right now I'm building a business, so I'm not going to tell people that I got so much money that I'm just balling. No, I'm at a beginning point. I'm still building. So for me, what do? I go on social media live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. my time, right? I do that for a reason. I do the podcast for a reason. And this is what I tell other entrepreneurs. You cannot develop your voice, your brand, and what you are doing without doing massive amounts of this activity. If you are not, how do you think you're going to get on stage and speak in front of 300 people and you can't even get on live? That doesn't make sense.
You're big dummy. You're big dummy, you know?
It doesn't connect. And I have people, I literally have entrepreneurs that don't want to, they talk this big game. I spoke to someone this Sunday working to get them in my business. And since he had he was doing multi-level marketing and he had a little bit of success previously, past, I'm talking like maybe a few years ago, he thinks that he can just come in this space and be easy. He's older than me. I'm 40. He's probably in his 50s or 60s. I said, listen, man. You cannot think. Nobody knows you on social media. You cannot think you're just going to get out here in this vast universe and just buy some Facebook ads and people are going to buy into. Who are you? Right. I'm scrolling on the social media. I'm going to scroll right past. I don't know who you are. No videos.
Yeah.
You ain't got no articles, no written content. You ain't going to just buy a space on Google. Okay, so what? And I think, honestly, Stacy, people don't want to take the time. They'll buy an iPhone X9, 2000, just whatever $2,000 phone is out there. They don't want to take the time to invest in that $2,000 and make that $2,000 make them money. This phone I have, this iPhone 7, really Plus that I got a while ago, it does all my podcasting, all my lives, all my LinkedIn articles. Okay, it's doing all that for me. I'm not pulling it out for the emojis to talk. I'm pulling it out to make some money. So this high-powered machine, most people don't want to take time to record something on it because they think they got money to just throw it an ad and that people are going to think they're relevant. So I think when I say that, I mean, you're doing the same work, only the difference, this is digital. It's not physical. You're still putting in physical effort, but now you do have to create something. I need to hear your voice. I need to read what you talk about. I need to see you so that I can put them both together and know that you're authentic as hell and you're not just selling me some fake shit. So when I do get you on the phone for one-to-one coaching, you know, yeah, I do curse. Yeah, sorry, love you, but it's out of love, okay? Yeah, I do really love and I do really want to see your success. Yes, that's me. It's not about me. It's about me helping you. Like, you know that because you've seen it online all day long. So that's what I mean by that. And I don't think you have a group. You have a group of people that want it easy. They want the money now. But they don't understand you have to put in a shit ton of work up front, and then in the end, you get paid for almost doing nothing. That's when you get paid for doing. You show up and you get paid $30,000 for just speaking.
Just walking in the door, $30,000. Here's the thing too. It's like, man, I would love. You know, the thing is for me, I love putting in the work and then seeing that shit, the seed and compounding. Like, so I have no problem with it because I love it. You know what I mean? I literally
Me too.
Love it. I have no problem. I have no problem doing it. I love opening my mouth. You know, when people used to say, shut your mouth, I'm opening my mouth. You know, I remember very early on, somebody said, hey, you know, are you a speaker? I was like, bitch, I've been speaking since I was 3 years old. Like, come on, yes, I am. You know, it just changed. It just changed. Like, keep going into it. You know, keep going into it. And the last, you know, I want to talk about fear for a little bit. You know, because, man, a lot of people want to teach you how to be fearless. And I'm over here. I'm the type, you know, that I talk about, okay, what's your fear? I need my emotion, okay? I need that fear. Somebody come try to shoot me up. I need that adrenaline to run the fuck out of there, okay? So I don't want to delete my fear. I still need it, but I want to be able to manage and control it. What do you think about fear, and how do you say people should handle it and move forward with their lives?
I think that I think fear is a healthy dose of a sort of altered reality of what could happen, right? So I think what we've been taught through TV and society and even our parents and people around us is that what you fear, you're going to draw back. And if you draw back, you are giving yourself a sense of security. However, I think to become fearless, you have to conquer enough fears. I don't think you ever really truly, in the sense of the word, become fearless. I think you know what you see, and you know how to attack. So those that are fearful, oftentimes they haven't attacked enough fears. So what do I mean by fears? People are really scared to become entrepreneurs because they don't see ways that they can make money. How do you not see ways? Because your mind is focused on the negative and the aspects of you not making. So what you focus on, you're going to get more of. So you're going to focus on how you're going to lose. That's why winning is important. right? But if you focused on how can I create income, how can I make wins, how do I do that? Oh, shoot, I failed. Ah, damn, I messed up. Okay, how do you take that learning lesson and move on to the next one? Okay, how do you keep attacking? So for me, it boils down to something simple. There's a lot of people that do sales calls, and they know they have that one person. Damn, I need to call that person. And you know how you get. Your heart starts pounding. Ooh, what if this person says that? What if you just dialed right now? What if you just dialed them right now and just called them up? What are they going to do? I always say these people, they poo and peep just like pee and poop just like you. Like what are they superhuman? Are they going to do something that you don't know about? Great. They curse at you and say, don't call me again? Great, fine. It's not going to kill you. So the more times you do that, the more often you do that, the more often I say fear is like a notification on your phone. We often get notifications that we respond to, and there are some notifications we completely ignore. Too many people, I'm telling you, too many people,
I love it.
They engage with the fear notification, and instead of them saying, all right, bet, I'm going to respond to that, they ignore it. And some notifications we have on our phone, they just keep coming back. And they think that if they hide it, it's going to go away, and it doesn't. Because if you don't deal with fear up front, you know what it turns into? It turns into regret. Because at some point, you start saying, damn, why didn't I just do it? I mean, what? I got through this, I got through that. Why didn't I just attack that? And regret is the worst.
Yeah, and then you fall into resentment and apathy and all that other jazz, you know. I remember when I got out of the gambling life, one thing when you're in the gambling life or any type of addiction, you still feel the effects because you were on a roller coaster for so long. You still feel the effects after you get off the roller coaster. So, you know, I still had some kind of fear against, you know, the bill collectors are calling. And one day I just picked up the phone. What? I was like, what?
Yes.
Stacy, you know, like I just went into a whole different person. It was like, what do you want? Because you're calling here's the thing, you're calling my phone. So even though it's like, why are you getting afraid? Why are you getting the bubble guts, right? The fear guts when people are into your space, you know? So all you have to do is project it and say, hey, listen, what's up? How can I help you? Just get into that mindset and then attack it and then find out, hey, all we want is this much of okay, I can handle that. It was nothing. So why we keep projecting? Why we keep projecting this shit? Just move into it, and that's how you get outside your comfort zone. You're talking about being a comfort killer. What am I afraid of the most? Okay,
yes.
I'm afraid of losing. Okay, well, go lose. Yes. Because you're gonna find out that what's happening is that you're winning. You know what I mean? So move into the shit that scares you. I'm scared of speaking in front of people. Today, matter of fact, I gotta go to a little meeting, and it's about to be about 30 people there. I'm bringing 30 of my books. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just get up in the middle and be like, "Hey, I don't know if you've been to New York, but on the subways, they have these guys that come in and like, hey y'all, can I get y'all attention? You know, my little they got the candy in the box and shit.
Yes.
So you gotta just get into it, and hey, listen, the other end of it is some people say no. Others will say yes. So what? Move on. Okay. So what? Move on. I love your definition of how we need to move in. That notification one is a damn quote. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna steal that shit because it's so dope. So you get the notification on your phone. You reject some. They're like fear. You know, you use some, you engage with some, and others that really scare you, you just ignore. You know. So we're talking about moving into it. So the number one mindset. Hey. So you got like 1 million podcasts. Like I can't even keep up anymore. I was subscribed to one, and then it was another one. Like I was like, wait, how many podcasts do this?
I need to. I'm sorry. I need to do like
how we can get more. Yeah, man. How can we get some more dosage of Fred Lee and on what channels? How can we find you?
I tell people you can find me on any social media platform at The Real Fred Lee, Lee. Any social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. In terms of podcasting, the one that I have that's daily is called Teflon Don, Positive Mindset. Teflon Don, Positive Mindset. It's literally 5 minutes fire to get you going every single day. And in that podcast, it's really all about, hey, you got 5 minutes? Let's get you started. And I'm going to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. There are days that I get on there and I'm fired up. And then there are days where I say, listen, you're going to take some losses. You're going to take some defeats. And one important thing you brought up about losing, I tell entrepreneurs often, if you are not ready to be embarrassed often and lose often, don't come over here. You are going to get embarrassed. There's going to be days you're going to be very embarrassed, and you are going to lose. It's not about what's happening. It's about how do you improve upon that so you can win often and be a beast. So the Teflon Don Positive Mindset is the podcast. If you see others, you can also type in my name, which I'm sure you'll have on this episode, Fred Blumenberg, and I do have others. And in terms of just social media, I do a live program. I call it Be Authentic. The reason why I came out with the show, I don't have a production team like, all these other ones. So this is sort of something I've put on my own, but it's live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on certain platforms. Monday is Facebook, Tuesday, Instagram, Wednesday, YouTube, Thursday, Twitter, and Friday is my Facebook page. All at The Real Fred Lee. You can find it. That's what I have going on. I do write articles every day through LinkedIn as well, so I do a lot. And the reason for all of that, Stacy, is just because I tell people your social media, they're not understanding this right now. I say your social media is your 24-hour business card. 24 hours a day, your social media is telling people who you are through video. It's giving them a chance to watch you at 2 a.m. It's telling people who you are through podcasts. It's giving somebody in London a chance to listen to you whenever they feel like it, when they're on the train having a hard day. It's giving somebody a chance to read what's in your mind by listening to your book, reading your article. Whenever they feel like it, it's a business card all day long. It's your 24-hour networking business card. And if you're not working on branding yourself like Stacy has, people, or even like I have, which has taken time, then you will never get to and I tell people it's the evolving process. You don't get to the end process. It's forever evolving. Right. So that's
and I love what you said, the authenticity of the fact that you do all of that, right? You don't, quote unquote, have a production team. You get up and you got the schedule to do this on this day, but you're constantly putting that content out. And a lot of times, though, and this is why I say that we dissect a lot of things, because a lot of times what happens, we go for the end result and we want to be the Gary Vee, we want to be the Grant Cardones, but here's the thing, they have a production team. All they have to do is say the shit, and then somebody else is going to rap it, put it pretty on all the social media. So do what you can in the space of time that you have on all your channels. You're not going to be doing it forever, guys. You're building the system, and then somebody else is going to work that system. Go back in time.
Well, and you know what?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, can I give you one quick story? I have a story on why I do what I do, and I talk about the phone. I tell people it's like a video game. People always say, I don't have that. You cannot get to the next level if you cannot max out this level. You can't. Okay? Here's the thing. I have a phone. Okay? I'm going to max out everything I possibly can do with this by myself. And then when I graduate from this, then I'll have somebody that can edit my stuff and do all of that. But until I can max out what I can possibly do, everything what can I do? I can do a podcast here, right? I can go live on here. I had somebody tell me, well, why are you going live on there? That's just a waste of time, because I'm looking to market myself, and this is what I can do with what can I do with my phone? Okay, because when it's time for me to speak in front of people, the only difference between live and people is that live is there's no real, I can't see people. By the time I get in front of an audience, that's completely different. But it's the same thing. I know what to say. I may be a different nervous, but it's the same thing. So max out what you have. At this level, then you get to the next level. Max that out, then you get to the next level. Gary Vee and Grant, they've maxed out so many levels. They maxed out some levels. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's important to dissect, because then you'll see what they actually done. Hey, I watched the video with my man Grant Cardone, man. Shout out to Grant Cardone. I watched the video. It was when he was living in L.A., right? Not a lot of people seen this video. And he was in his office, and he was fucking playing video games.
right? Like, he had the video game. He's playing video games, and I was like, my man was playing video games at some level, and then he had to switch that up. You don't see no games in his office now, but it's just the levels. And once you go back in time, you see that they maxed out. Like, Gary Vee he did the first YouTube video. He continued doing these videos. He continued. So, you want to be like the best of them. Don't do what the best of them have done, but don't start at the end. Start at the beginning and do what you can on a daily basis, man. And it's so important. So, and all the information for Fred Lee will be in the show notes. And I just want to say, what one quote stuck with you so long that it's the quote, either your quote, you made it up, or some other quote from someone else that really meant something to you that you took with you on your journey?
Oh, man. I make up quotes every day, but I'm not going to lie. I'll tell you one quote. And the only reason why I mentioned Grant is because Grant is the first person that I came across. Everybody has this opportunity where it's I call it a shit or get off the pot. Your journey's going to test you. Do you really want this? And so when I first started saying, I want to become an entrepreneur, one of his Facebook videos came across my feed. I'm like, who is this guy talking all this shit? Who is this guy? And so one of the quotes he said, commit first, figure the rest out later. Commit first, figure the rest. I said, what kind of sense does that make, man? So I started to employ that, and then I understood why. Okay, so here's the thing. Listen up. Most people do it in reverse. They try to figure everything out first, then they'll commit, right? They try to figure everything. They research, they plan, they think out everything. They put together this bulletproof plan. Then they come out, and the first time they get hit in the mouth, they like, yo, this ain't for me, dog. Like, I made a perfect plan. This can't work, right? So, and then they get stuck because they thought they made a perfect plan. Whereas committing, I can't swim. I'm going to learn how to swim. If somebody threw me in some water, I'm committed, okay? I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'm going to figure out how to get to shore. I'm going to tell you that, right? I'm committed. I'm going to use every body muscle. I'm going to use my head, my legs. I'm going to figure out how to swim. I guarantee you I'll figure out how to swim because I'm all in. I'm committed. I'll figure out how to get to the shore. And it doesn't matter how ugly it looks or how pretty it looks. It's a matter of I'm all in and I'm committed, and I figured it out along the way. I didn't have to take classes and all that. Yes, you can take classes, etc. But I committed first. So the more often I started doing that, I started to realize you don't have to know everything. You just got to commit. And then when you're committed, all in committed, you figure out how to win because you don't want to look stupid. You gotten embarrassed a couple of times along this way, and you're tired of getting embarrassed. So now you want to figure out how to win. And then when you start winning, that's actually how you conquer the fear, because the fear comes from commitment. Most people don't commit because they're scared. So that's why they try to think out and plan everything. And then they figure out, oh, damn, that's bigger than I thought. But when you're committed, you are all in. You approach the fear. You attack the fear. Then you start winning. And then you look for the next thing to conquer. That's actually really how you become fearless.
Man, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And you know what's so funny? Sometimes I just push record. I don't know what I'm going to say, right? I don't know what it is, but as soon as that record button comes on, boom, let's go, all in. And that's how we do it, because we don't even know what classes to take. We don't know what to develop. You're absolutely right. Throw your ass in the pool. Throw your ass in a pond. Throw yourself in a lake. Go all in, head first, no cap. Figure it out later, because that is the act of winning, constantly on and on and on. Man, I had a blast. I knew this one was going to be great. I knew it was going to help people out. Yeah, listen, if it helped you out, Comfort Killers, we could do a part 2. I love when I get those reviews and it's like, yo, we need to have this person back on. And so send it to the email, hello@thecomfortkillers.com, what you think about this. All the information is in the show notes. Fred, thank you so much, Idaho time, for rocking with Stacy A. Cross. I appreciate it so much, man.
I appreciate you too, Stacy. I'm really, 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 and again, I'm gonna say this to people out there. Social media is important. This is the only way that I connected with somebody that thinks just like I do. I'm so glad that I connected with you, not only online, but I actually got to speak to you, and I got your book, and I just love everything you're about. I'm definitely a comfort killer. Now I got to get a T-shirt.
Boom! I love it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, It's Friday. Go out there, be your best self. Remember what Fred said. Hey, listen, just because it's Friday, you can get up 4 a.m. tomorrow. Keep it going and put your energies where it matters. Get productive, and let's get it done. Remain uncomfortable, ladies and gentlemen. I am Stacy A. Cross, and there ain't no damn E in it, so don't put it in there.
Right.
Peace.
That's right.